So this guy who apparently I think is a Lou fan, a Lou lover, criticized me today regarding GTII. He's like, Ape Father, you're saying that we're all doing so bad with GTII. He said, I bought this thing at 60 cents. He said, I sold it at $6, and I think I just bought back in. He said, whatever it was, I don't know when it dropped. I bought the dip. I'm back in now after I sold it, made a ridiculous, like over a 500% return. But I said to him, I said, first of all, I said, God bless you for your win. I said, but let me ask you a question. That's not what Lou is advising. Okay, Lou says that GTII is going to $100 a share. So what you're doing is not listening to Lou. And by the way, I think that makes you a very smart person. I told him, I said, but the thing is, what I find, at least me personally, confusing is that they still give Lou credit when they're doing things that are opposite of what Lou is saying. Does that make any sense to any one of you? Like, if you're not following Lou's advice and you're doing what you want to do, then I think you deserve the credit. You should pat yourself on the back. But for some strange, odd reason, like a frigging cult, they're still giving Lou credit when Lou is saying that GTI is going to 100. It reminds me the same exact thing. Like GTII to me is like Clove. It's the same thing. Lou did the same exact thing with Clove. He said it was going to $500 a share. Now, I guess you could make the same argument that there were people who didn't listen to Lou and sold it when it had its nice run, and sold it and took the profits, and that's it. They were happy like a pig in shit. But then there were the other people who listened to Lou and rode, Clove all the way down to the friggin' gutter. And I think there's also people that are listening to Lou with he's growing his beard until GTII goes to 100. And I think he's gonna hurt a lot of people. I think he's gonna create a lot of bag holders, and I think he's gonna bring a lot of good people down. But this particular person said he's not listening to Lou. He's like, look, I day traded the living shit out of GTII. I'm making a fortune. I'm doing great. But my argument to him was, but you're not listening to Lou. And he's like, no, lose the man. It's like he's still giving Lou credit, which I don't understand because he's not following Lou's direction. So, I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I think Lou has some kind of like demonic powers over people. I'm not even kidding you, man. I think Lou's like some kind of like, pagan or some shit. Like, like you go, like, look, I don't want to get into this, but my cousin Robert is a guitar player, and I never forget this because it's Halloween today. I remember I had one experience that was a supernatural experience, right? So my cousin Robert was into like heavy metal music. I was actually in a band with him. We were in a heavy metal band called Massacre. Okay, I was this like kind of chubby Italian kid. I looked like a Guido. I had my New York Met hat on. I had my giant sweater on, and all these other guys had long hair. They had the black everything, the whole gothic look, And I looked like I was a Cougine. I looked like Tony Soprano when I was like, 13 years old. I just tell everybody in New York, I'm like, how you doing, huh? How you doing? The next thing you know, I'm singing like The Trooper by like Iron Maiden, and they looked at me like this guy should not be singing this. I was like, you take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So if you're waiting for your next attack, you better stand, there's no turning back. Oh, I'm singing like heavy metal music, but anyway, getting back to the gist of the story, I don't even know how I got there. Oh, yeah. The drummer in the band that played with us was a devil worshiper. So I never forget, it was Halloween, and he had like these candles, and he had the mirror, and he said what was it? He said the Hail Mary backwards. And he said he called it Bloody Mary. It was the most scariest thing. He said it at exactly 12 o'clock midnight, which, by the way, we're approaching 4 minutes from now. And he had white candles, and he looked into a mirror, and he recited the Hail Mary backwards. And he called it the Bloody Mary. Now, I was watching him do it, and I saw a ghost appear in the mirror. Okay? And I don't know, I saw something that had black eyes, and it stared at me. I ran my ass. I ran my ass out of the house. I kept running. I think I ran about a mile, and I wouldn't stop running. I was very frightening. I was very scared. Okay, but what does this have to do with Lou? Sometimes he reminds me of an evil spirit. He really does. Sometimes he calls himself Lucifer, and I just think he has a hold on people. And even when he's hurting people and he's causing people both financial or emotional distress, somehow they still love him. Somehow they still trust him. Even still to this day, that he said AMC is wrap it up and wrap it up and wrap it up, and people lost a ton of money listening to him. Now they're jumping ship and following him into GTII. And I just don't think, I think, let's just put it this way. The people who are listening to Lou, that GTII is going to go to 100. Again, I'm not a financial planner. I want to make this clear. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer, but I think he's going to hurt a lot of people, like he did with Clove, and in a sense, like he did with AMC. Okay? I mean, listen, we're not selling AMC forever, baby. Amy forever. But, Lou kind of came across like, hey, I got secret connections. We're going to have a managed event. AMC is wrap it up, like my, my beatbox drum, my drum machine song. It's wrap it up. AMC is a wrapping up. Now it's GTII wrapping up. It's a wrapping up. A GTII, just like an AMC, a wrapping up. But anyway, you get the point. I don't know. I just can't make sense of it. I don't know why people still watch this guy. I don't know why people still trust this guy. I don't know why people follow this guy. I don't get it. I don't think I ever will. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. AMC to Pluto.